Afternoon, everyone. It's after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought I would do a video on my yearly income, my monthly income, and how I spend it. Um, for the year, well, basically, we're hearing that people are talking that they live from paycheck to paycheck. And I do believe that most everybody does that, except the ones that do save money, and what their point behind saving money is. I mean, um, I kind of like, I've tried to save money and I have saved money, but then I turn around and pay something off with it or something like that. But I'm going to start with, I get $16,260 a year. That's my total income. And that, I mean, that's way more than what I got way back when I was working. Well, I think when I was working, the most that I got and the best job I ever had, I was getting $700 every 2 weeks, and that was daycare. I was a daycare teacher, and of course, put a lot of work into doing that. I had 10 children that I had to teach, but and of course, I got on Social Security, so I get uh, something that I can spend because I pay for my own Medicare premium, which is $185 a month. Which, by the way, shouldn't have to do that because I paid into Medicare the whole time I worked, and I get my late husband's part of his Social Security, which he paid in too. So technically, I shouldn't have to pay $185 a month for my health insurance because I've already I paid into all of that. I paid all of it. I paid for that. I shouldn't have to pay anymore because your health insurance is Medicare. And that's what I paid into. That's what he paid into. But I want to talk today about how I spend my money and how I should spend my money. Now, first of all, I want to tell you the last few years, the different people that I've been listening to that say that I don't know. There's different people out there that tell you, okay, like you got to act like you're wealthy, and that would be different for different people. And probably where I went with that, I've went overboard with that. So instead of taking my money and putting it in a savings account or putting it into stocks, but that's because I don't trust stocks. I mean, it could crash at any minute, and I kind of like got this thing in my head that what good is it over there when I could use it now for making my life better, making my life feel better, making myself feel more comfortable, and being able to provide for everything that I want or feel like I want or feel like I need. So, when you put your money into a savings account, if you're not drawing interest on it, they're using your money. So maybe I can. At one point, I did have $1,000 saved up, and it's sitting there doing nothing for me because it's not drawing any interest, and they're using it. And then it finally got to the point where If I wanted to use it, then I could only take so much out and put it in my savings and put it in my checking account. And you're only allowed to take out so much a day out of your checking account. But okay, I get $1,170 a month that I can spend because my health insurance, $185, has already been taken out and paid for my health insurance. So what do I do with the rest of that? $200 for my electric and me setting my camper here. $100 for my car insurance, which is full coverage, and that's my necessities. I have two phones. I have the phone that I'm recording on right now, and that's for my YouTube channel. And other people can call me and stuff like that. I have my different apps on there that I need to work with YouTube and stuff like that. And then I have this phone, which is where I do all my business activities. I do my ordering and stuff on here, and I talk to my family and business associates on here. But you have to have a telephone number to do YouTube, which is this. So I try to keep the two separate, like if I'm working on this while I'm doing a video or whatever. And so one is $53 a month and the other one is $38 a month. The rest is uh, my credit cards. Now, if I just stick with the minimum, I end up having at least $400 left, $500 left that I could spend, or I could put in a savings account, or I could do a big um, payment on my credit cards, or I could invest or put it in a savings account, which ain't going to draw any interest. So why don't I do that? Well, I'm kind of like one of them people that if it's out of sight where I can't reach it, then I won't spend it. But I if I can go to my uh, bank account and I can see it there, and if I put it in savings, which ain't drawing any kind of interest whatsoever, I can take that out and put it in my checking. So I definitely need, and I say to myself, okay, Joyce, you need a budget. Okay, why do I need a budget? Well, I do know the biggest budget that I would need is to have a safety budget. Like if my car broke down or something broke down in the house, and I would have the money to maybe fix it or replace it or whatever like that. But basically, we all live from paycheck to paycheck, except the people that make $400,000, $600,000 a year. And even them, though, they probably buy way more than what they need, and so therefore they could possibly be living from paycheck to paycheck too. It depends on each individual person. Now, how much money do I spend on groceries? That varies because I do not make myself a budget. And like I said before, I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I can eat and have a halfway reasonable meal and that's going to taste halfway decent. And with the food prices the way they are, uh, meat's not included in that. So I'm having to find, and not because of money so much, but because of my taste buds and stuff and how everything tastes. I'm having to find uh, other things that I can eat and still give me my vitamins and stuff, and still taste halfway decent. But you know, if you look at it, if we all, most of us do live from paycheck to paycheck. But I'm kind of looking at mine now, and and my friend's trying to help me. I mean, he's still my friend regardless of whether um, other things are going on. He's still my friend, and um, talked to me about getting um, my credit cards paid down, and which the real big one now, that's probably going to take probably 3 months worth of me putting at least $400 on it each month to get it paid really, really down low. And the other ones are going to be much easier. But I got to do it. I got to put my money out of sight where I can't see it. And how do I do that? The only thing that I can think of is invest it. And I'm not quite ready to invest it yet because I'm not sure about. I don't trust those systems out there. I don't trust my bank. I mean, like I told you the other day, I got an email from my bank saying starting July the 20th, they're going to start, if I'm signed up with online banking through them, and anything that I order online, they're they're if they don't think that I bought it or not, that I shouldn't buy it or whatever, they're going to refuse payment on it. Now, I kind of understand that a lot of that has to do with scammers and stuff like that, that they're stealing uh, your card, or stealing, going online and buying something with your card, or whatever, your bank account. And but on the other hand, is it because they're going to let us know that we're not going to pay for something that they don't think we need? I'm not sure about that yet. But yeah, I live from paycheck to paycheck too. And why is that? Well, first of all, yeah, I think anybody that only makes $16,000 a year is basically, especially nowadays, is gonna live from paycheck to paycheck. And I never have been a real budgeter. I did try a few times, like when I had my children at home, and my husband was the kids' father at the time, was giving me so much to work with a week, and I'd sit down and make out a budget for food wise and stuff. But when you got an alcoholic in the family and they come home a drinking, they're gonna eat your food. I mean, it's just that bottom line. So I could never actually stay on the budget. But okay, now here I am, and with the weather the way it's been, we don't feel like going out and doing anything. And I just recently said I quit thrift store shopping because it's just entertainment for me. Why do I want to spend my money on things that I don't need? I mean, I've got everything I need here. So I'm basically conjuring up in my head, oh, what can I do today to entertain myself? Well, I can go to the thrift store and spend money on stuff I don't need. And this idea of uh, feeling like you're wealthy, act like you're rich. Well, living in a camper, there's only so many ways that you can act like you're rich. I mean, you look at yourself and you see you're in a camper, and maybe just have good enough food that you can sit down and sit yourself a somewhat elegant dinner on your table, and a candle maybe, and a little bit of soft music. I mean, I can do that. I can do that. And the idea of it is, you got to make yourself do it when with all this weather the way it is, and different things. So I mean, it's challenging, and so I think for the most part, all of us. I don't care. I can sit here and say all day long that all my needs are met, and they are, and I've got money left over afterwards. But what am I doing with that money? What's the point of saving it? Especially if you're saving it and you're letting the bank use it, and you're not getting anything back for you letting them use your money. So actually, what I could be doing is taking the cash out that I'm going to save, put it in a sock, and put it in the freezer. Is it going to be out of sight, out of mind? Maybe I might forget it and find it 10 years later. No, I don't know. But we all are living from paycheck to paycheck. And it's just a matter of how we're able to distribute that money that we've got. That will make us feel like we're rich, like we're wealthy, and that all of our needs are met, and that sort of thing. So invest. No, I'm not ready for investing. I'm afraid that say I put $2,000 in. Say I took all the time to save that up. Say I saved $400 times 5 months. That'll give me $2,000, and I invest that. And if I don't know what I'm doing, and even if I do know what I'm doing, the stock market could crash, and that particular investment could lose all my money. So there has to be a better way of me being able to save my money, and or you, that you're not going to look at it and say, well, I'm bored today. I've got that money there. Maybe I'll go spend it. And we'll find excuses to spend it. When I look around here, there's not a cotton picking thing I need. I have my little pet, my little Sassy, that keeps me company. I have company. I mean, my daughter just left here. And we sit and we talk and we laugh about her work, and her brain being fried about what she has to deal with, people that don't know how to do things for themselves. Not that there's anything wrong with them, really, not really. They just, for whatever reason, can't think their way out of a paper bag. And I'm by no means putting anybody down. It's just because I was like that once too. I couldn't think my way out of a paper bag. But it's a learned skill, and or if you're not taught growing up, but it's still learned. So I'm lacking for nothing. I've got water. I've got electric. I've got even a light when if the electric goes out. It's summer, even though it does get chilly in here. If the electric goes out, I can throw a sweater on, a nice big heavy sweater, and I can just sit here and read or whatever. And so I have no need of nothing. So why would I? What would you know? Why would I need to spend that extra money, and on what? And I could save it, like I've been saying, and save it up for 3 months, and then something happens, and that I can't spend it, and or a hurricane comes along, or a tornado comes along and tears my camper up and everything in it, and possibly the money too, where I've got it hid. Um, there it's gone too. Or bank crashes if I try to save it in the bank. So we're all just living paycheck to paycheck and can't decide and can't weigh out the weights as to what's going to benefit us best. So, yeah, I live paycheck to paycheck, but I'd like to learn how to do it better. I'm definitely not do without. So I live well on $16,260 a year, living in a camper. And I still can do fairly well, could do fairly well at once upon a time before the rent prices started going up so high. So, all you people out there that are saying that you can't make it, I'm sure you feel like you can't, but we're all living paycheck to paycheck. But I do have a roof over my head, and I do have family that helps me out, and I got food in the house. I got everything I could possibly need, except things to do. So when you ain't got things to do and you get bored, that's when you want to start spending money. So the trick is out of sight. Put it out of sight, out of mind. And you won't spend it. And then one day I'll remember that I've got it someplace and I've got $10,000 saved up. Well, what would I want to do with the $10,000? Can't take it with you if you die. Again, I keep taking myself back to the fact that I could use that money right now because I don't make $5,000 a month. I don't make $1,000,000 a month. And people that make that kind of money a month, they just have it. It's just in their bank account. And whatever it is that they decide they want, they just go and get it. There's no having to feel like you're wealthy because you are wealthy. So, but anyway, that's my video for today. Living from paycheck to paycheck. Most of the world does that. It's just a matter of learning how to spend your money while you're living paycheck to paycheck. So remember, merry heart doeth good like medicine, but a broken spirit will dry up your bones. And if you believe you can or if you believe you can't, you're right either way. So I'm sitting here thinking, how do I want? Do I want to save my money? Do I want to pay off my credit cards? All, get them paid off. Get just boom, 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 get them paid off. So that means then budget my food. So when I'm finding out what kind of food I like and what I can eat, then budget accordingly and stick to that instead of saying, oh, I don't feel like eating this today. Let me go out someplace and eat. Or I want some ice cream. Do you know, so that can get really hard sometimes when you're trying to budget. I understand that. And your little ego up here saying, well, what good is you saving that money going to do you when that ice cream, if you eat it right now, it's going to make you feel good for 5 minutes? Or going to that thrift store and entertaining yourself and spending that money. Or going to a concert and spending $200 for a ticket. Fleeting moment and it's gone. I don't know the answer, everyone. All I know is everybody lives from paycheck to paycheck. Most everybody. So it's each one of us individually have got to figure out what is in our best interest and how we can live a good, comfortable, simple life. If you think you can, if you believe you can, if you believe you can't, you're right either way. So we'll all talk to you later.